We wanted to talk today about that we are very programmed to forget about ourselves in this planet, in this society, and in this earth where we live. And the problem is that we are actually very connected beings. We are born and we very much connect to our body, to our environment, and all beautiful things and all the love. And then we are taught, hey, don't do this, don't do that. This is how we do things, you have to. And I don't say that it's bad to look twice before you cross the road or something, but then we go to institutions, which are schools, where we are taught to memorize things. We are not taught to think and have our opinions, but we are taught to memorize things, and we are we have exams and tests from memorizing things, which prevents us to have our feelings about things, which prevents us to have our opinions about things. And you have to memorize it correctly as you were buying it sort of from a teacher, and you have to sell it the same way. And if you have a different idea, opinion, or if you don't memorize it correctly, you have a bad grade or you have a punishment, and everybody is angry at you that you don't do it well. And then we are living in this society, and then we know that once you finish school, then you go to university or you get a job and you have to do this and that get a mortgage and have a family in certain ages. And it's all just implanted in us subconsciously, because this is what we were sold for. This is what we were basically programmed from our very childhood, and our parents and everybody. And where is the real world? I'm just asking myself, where is the real truth? Mm-hmm. Is it in this? Is it something what has been hiding from us, our strengths and powers and ability to heal ourselves and each other and live in love and be just not watching these news everywhere, which are just giving us so much fear, and we just don't trust even a person in a store, in a grocery store, who is next to us, and some stranger. We just are taught to not trust each other and not support each other, just be suspicious, be protecting yourself all the time about and around everybody. And it's just very much weird planet and weird energy which we are all creating.
Mm-hmm. Because we could be fellow humans, we can cooperate, we can communicate with each other, but instead everybody's just trying to be distant as much as possible from the other people.
Mm-hmm. And we do it too, of course, because you can't go to everybody and start talking to them. They might put you somewhere on a separate places where you can be locked because they would think you're crazy, right? So where is this, as a child you had feelings about things, or now as well you have something inside of you that is wanting to be heard. Sometimes you can wake up around 3 or 4 in the morning, and it is when your melatonin levels are activated very much. It happens to me all the time that I don't hear something what my body wants to communicate to me, because I am just so sold for this 3D reality that I don't hear the body. So body wakes me up, and then I'm staring into the ceiling, and I'm like, oh, and now you are taught to feel bad that you don't sleep, that you have to get some pills to sleep because it's necessary. But there is something more to this, there is something what is not told to us. When you put away the feeling bad, maybe there is a message from your body, from the universe, or whatever you want to call it, God, or whatever energy you call it. It creates us, and it makes me talk now to you, and and it doesn't want us to repeat. It doesn't want us to still memorize things which are not even important for us. and it wants to be heard, and it's just so much sometimes inside of people that they go crazy. Some people go crazy, some people get sick, some people experience losses and all these traumas because it just has to be heard so much that it has to so stop you that it just makes you just stop and just be hearing it and hearing it out.
That's what you said this morning, that you feel like there's something your body wants to tell you, but because you don't listen, it just wakes you up in the middle of the night.
Yeah, it happens to me.
And then you're there and you have to somehow process it. But most of the time we just try to fix it with, we'll drink something calming, or we watch something, or we listen to some calming music so we can fall asleep again.
Or there is a lot of fear. Oh my gosh, my body's doing this or that. It can be this or that diagnosis. And it already made you think this way because it's a program in us, right? And then we have to let it all go and just say, hey, what is there? What do you want to tell me? What am I not doing? Okay, let's go through the day before, or 2 days before, or a week. What am I doing? Okay, am I happy in it? Am I okay in it? How is the body feeling? Because I'm dragging the body into my programs. You are dragging your body into your programs. And we are just super surprised then that something bad is happening to us, but we are actually dragging our body to just somewhere where it could happen because we are so much in a program, we are not even aware of that, right? And then we evaluate it. This is bad. Something bad is happening to us. I think, and I feel mostly that something's happening with all of us, and this inner feeling in us is so strong, and it's getting stronger and stronger. You can't anymore trust the news. You can't anymore trust the person next to you. You can't trust the information which they give to you. Milk is good for you. Drink so much milk as you can. And now milk is bad. And now milk is good again. And, and then you are like, oh my gosh, what shall I do? Like, it's just about milk. And we consume like 300 things. And you have to have an opinion about that. And you have to have opinion, usually, which somebody gave you. And you have to decide, oh, I'm accepting this one and not this one because milk is good or bad and chocolate is good or bad, or you know what I mean.
We want to also tell you about our new brand that we started.
When we drink water and we say it beautiful things, the water makes such beautiful crystals, like beautiful snowflakes. And Masaru Emoto measured these effects of love and gratitude and all these beautiful emotions on water. And it's actually measured, and the crystals are photographed. And Raphael had this idea that he will put all over his body this thank you and I love you and everything, so he can charge his own body.
Exactly.
And he can also shine it for everybody else in a store. And then we go in a store and he's like, am I too creepy? Am I too funny? Or what do you think of people are saying? So we wanted to share this.
We created these shirts that say thank you, and on the other side, I love you. And you can check them out on our store. It's shop.petraphael.com. We also created mugs, which are going to charge your water. And I feel it's just beautiful if you can give this to your body, that you give it this like thank you and appreciation and love, which it deserves because it's serving to you. And also the people that are around you that are going to read it, they will also feel this gratitude and this love, no matter what they're going through in their life.
Because if you're shining with positivity, your field affects everybody around you. Always, always. And
Yes.
people are naturally attracted to you. Maybe sometimes they can come to you and say, oh my gosh, are you crazy? You love me? You have it on a shirt or what? You want a hug or what? But
Yeah.
it's also, it's for you and also for those people around you, because everybody who is in your field is you.
Yeah. sometimes I see people, they wear shirts that say on it like anxious, and or some jokes which are not really positive, and I just think, okay, they carry this energy with them, and everybody that sees it reads it, and it's just not having a very high vibration. That's why I created this. So check it out, our store. We're super excited to bring this to you.
And then we are still challenged, and our nervous system is very much challenged too, and it can't process everything, because in the past we were not exposed to that many information in words. We used to be able to connect and just know. We used to be able, yeah.
And that's so difficult now to feel, because we're just so saturated with information and things that we have to remember. And Dr. Joe Dispenza still says, in an age of information, ignorance is a choice, which means that we really have to choose where we let our attention and where we say, no, this is something I don't want to know. You know, when somebody starts to tell you some creepy story and you say, I don't want to know, I don't want to know. You don't want to have this information in your head, because you know it will be stored there, and until you forget, it might take a long time. And that's why I also really try to avoid not listening to diagnosis or how some disease happens, because then I could start to think, then I could start to think, oh, do I have symptoms? Do I maybe have certain lifestyle that could get me there? And then it becomes scared, and you start to worry about it, and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy.
But you know, we have to use this like a common sense. You know, we are not telling you to not accept and heal whatever you are healing, but when you are too stressed about it, it's not good. It's not supporting your body's regeneration process. And sometimes you can just, if you're so scared about something, or at work, you know, you can just play in your mind, hey, see, they are repeating only what they were taught. Everybody who says words is just repeating what they were taught. We all were taught words. You know, we are just putting them into sentence, which can hurt, which can please you, which can manipulate you, and you are choosing the decision, hey, I'm not judging, I'm just seeing a parrot who says wah 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 wah, you know. And I don't have to even accept that. I have some information for myself which I have to work with, which I have to, according to my best abilities, to just heal and all these things, of course. Or, you know, somebody can tell you, oh, you will be always unhappy, you know. Or because they have been programmed, they will be always unhappy. They are having a hard life, and
it becomes their truth, and then they project it on other people too.
Yes.
Because they have learned this from experience, they accept it as a truth.
They are
so they can already give you a conclusion for your life.
And they are convincing themselves every time they have a possibility that life is bad to people. And we can also convince ourselves then life is good for us. Life is good, you know, it's a blessing. Everything can be perceived as a blessing, you know. We think something's bad, but at the same time it makes us to go within and just, you know, I also had in my life times when I was studying, I was a healthcare professional, public healthcare professional, epidemiologist. I knew everything, you know. Then I started to work in IT because there was no jobs in my area. And I had so much information and so much knowledge and so much like this IQ, intelligence, you know. But I did everything correctly as everybody would expect me to do. And one day my body said no. And what could it be? Everybody was like, this is your body, you have to decide. This is not mine. This is not mine. Nobody gives you advice. Nobody gives you any more. They are too short.
They're glad they don't have to make this decision in their life.
Yes.
And before that, they can tell you should do this and don't do that, and you listen, and it's all good. And then once you are actually having some problem that you need to deal with, then everybody's taking a
not
step
only
back.
in health, but also relationships, money, whatever you can imagine. The problem which nobody has answer for but you.
Mm-hmm.
And you always have answers in you. And you can always use this night wake-up calls or wake up at night around 3 to 4 and just be there, you know, because your mind is not super turned on.
Mm-hmm.
You're still in light sleep and you can just get answers. And if you do maybe some meditation, like Dr. Joe Dispenza recommends, or just be there with you, because I believe that women are portrayed as witches because in a certain part of a cycle we are mostly we wake up around 3 to 4 normally, like it's like our some superpower. It can be also, I can't sleep, hey doctor, give me some pills. I thought also there is something wrong with me, but also the body just wants to be heard and the soul wants to be heard because it's programming through the body your life, and if we hear it out, then we can make our life much more beautiful. Yesterday, for example, tonight I woke up and I went to cuddle Raphael with the feeling that we went once for dinner after a very long time, and I wasn't present enough, and I was like, oh my gosh, we were going to eat out, and I wasn't present with him. I know that we were present, we didn't have phones on and so on, but anyways, I was like, oh my gosh, I wasn't even present with that person that much. So that's what I just went there and I just hugged him and I said to myself, not even him because he was asleep, but that I will try to be more present. I think that it's necessary.
And you know, it's a skill that we really can learn, and it's something so crucial, because in the presence is the love, in the presence is the peace. And we got to experience this after the passing of our dog Luna. We were just naturally so much in the presence of that whole process which we went through. And there was no way for us to start thinking about the next YouTube video that we will upload, or the business.
Or reading advices how to handle this process.
Yes.
Because you're just in it and you have to connect to your biggest guides or whatever you believe in, whatever you portrayed, and it's just you.
And it's so beautiful. And that's why
very precious.
People do meditations to be present, and when you can be present in your life with your partner or with just a thing that you're doing in the moment, it will give you so much fulfillment and wholeness. It is really super important that we learn this. And now especially, now we are so tempted to be distracted all the time with our phones and with the social media. And that's why we make these calming videos, because it helps us to just calm down and
we want
relax.
We want to spread this energy of calmness. We don't want you to watch our videos, which is super cut, and we want you to just chill with us, to just stop and just let the information penetrate your mind and get into your heart, because we feel that this is only us trying to describe it very awkwardly into words what we can experience in this planet, right?
Yeah.
Because it's just really so precious, and we don't want to keep it for ourselves. We want to really say it to more people.
And we have a beautiful community here that's building, and you have here the iodine.
Yeah, I just put iodine on my face because of some tests. So if you see dark spots, I didn't sunbathe wrongly. I'm just testing it.
Yeah.
It's getting really cold, and it's the winter time and everybody is not wanting to go towards
Hopefully
autumn.
not winter time yet.
Yeah,
it should be
feels
autumn
like
now.
already wintry.
It's very cold, yeah.
Our Looney knew when to leave.
Mhm.
She left when still it was nicely warm
Because she really doesn't like the cold.
and rain, and
No.
but she loves snow.
Yeah.
But it's coming the winter time, and I have to say we are sitting around a beautiful forest. We can just make a little video for you. Maybe we can just turn it here like this. So beautiful. It's already going into colors. And I never really liked winter that much, but then I realized it's time to reflect, to go within even more. So actually what we talked about in this video is that supporting the process of going within and just
Of the seasons.
of the seasons, and also hear yourself, hear your heart, hear your truth, because everybody is here super special and everybody has their own gifts and truth.
Hmm.
So enjoy the time of crossing or transitioning into autumn.